Chapter 7, Source Number 6, Website Flipping. Investors willing to put in the time and money can make tidy profits by flipping houses, buying broken down properties, and putting in the work to turn them into valuable pieces of real estate. In the internet age, savvy businessmen can make money doing the same thing online with online properties. But what is called flipping websites? They buy weak websites and put in the work developing them into financially lucrative virtual real estate and then sell them for a profit. The business models. There are 3 different business models within this larger business model: creating and selling websites. Create websites and sell them immediately for profit. Create websites, build traffic and sales, then sell the websites. Model 1. Create it and sell it at once. The main advantage of this model is that you can get your cash very quickly. Example: you can build a site or hire someone else to do it for you, put it up on an auction, and have a cash in your PayPal account in a matter of a few short days or a week. The disadvantage of this model, however, is that these sites go for the least money. That's because you're basically selling just a domain name and some content, and since anyone can create these kinds of sites or hire someone to do them, bidders generally are not willing to pay a lot. Model 2. Create, grow, then sell. The big advantage with this model is that you could make a whole lot more money. Typically, these sites go for anywhere from a couple of $100s to thousands of dollars. Depending on the assets, you'll even see the sites sell in the 5- and 6-figure range. The disadvantage is that you need to take the time to develop these sites, and you also need to be able to drive traffic and monetize the website. Some of the site's assets you're going to work on developing include traffic steady, backlinks, Google PageRank, good rankings in the search engines, prospect mailing list, customer mailing list, verified sales, products, other forms of monetization, marketing system, easy to replicate and continue, marketing partners, affiliate and JV partners, memberships, either free like a forum or paid. Websites for selling. 1. Affiliate websites. The main purpose of this type of website is to sell affiliate products and services. The advantage of creating an affiliate site is that you don't need to create products, deal with fulfillment, or even deal with a whole lot of customer service issues. Generally, an affiliate website includes one or both of the following. A blog. This allows the site owner the opportunity to build relationships with his or her readers by providing useful content. This platform also gives the blogger an opportunity to post product reviews, direct promotions, graphic ads, and more. A newsletter. Some affiliate websites make money by sending traffic directly to the vendor's sales page. However, the top affiliates know that it's better to build a mailing list, develop relationships with the subscribers, and then send these subscribers to an affiliate offer. Whenever you build a mailing list for a site you intend to sell, be sure to include this possibility in your privacy policy and the site's terms or service. That is, subscribers need to know that their information will be sold to a third party when you sell the site. Talk to your attorney about how to add this into your site's policies. Even if you don't bring in traffic to the blog or start building the actual mailing list, you can make this a turnkey business for the buyer in 2 ways. Create an initial autoresponder series. In other words, create at least 7 to 10 messages, such as a multi-part e-course that the buyer can upload to his autoresponder. Ideally, this course should primarily focus on selling just 1 or 2 affiliate products. Create content for the blog. You can create a blog and populate it with a variety of content, from how-to and tips articles to product reviews. Create at least 6 to 10 articles so that your buyer can quickly establish his blog. 2. Product websites. With a product website, the focus is on selling one or more exclusive products that you create. You'll need to include at least one downloadable product for this site, such as a report, an ebook, video, audio, software, or other tools, other downloadable resources. Just as with the affiliate site, it's a good idea to capture leads or otherwise build a platform that allows you to reach your target market. Again, this could be both a blog and a newsletter list. 3. Service websites. This website is very similar to the previous one, except that here you are selling a service rather than a product, a manual service. This is where you or someone you hire trades time for dollars, such as with a ghostwriting service or a web design service. An automatic service. Examples of this include autoresponder services or web hosting services. This business tends to be more scalable since you can grow almost limitlessly since no one is directly trading time for dollars. If you decide to go with manual service, then you'll need to provide a client base, preferably repeat buyers, for your person who purchases your website. It's essential that you build this asset before you attempt to sell the site. Otherwise, the site you're selling is nothing more than a big advertisement for the service and not worth much on its own. Another thing you'll need to take into consideration is if you set up a manual service website who is going to perform an actual service, there are 2 options. Do it yourself. If you choose this route, then you limit your buyer pool. That's because the only people who'll be interested in buying your site are those who already have an existing similar business. Hire a team of freelancers to do it. In essence, you're acting as the middleman between the person purchasing services and the people selling these services. You just take a cut of the profits for yourself. This model is more attractive to a broader range of buyers because the buyer doesn't need to do the service himself. However, the key here is that you need to include your list of freelancers along with the sale so that your buyer can start running the business immediately. Naturally, you should also inform your freelancing team in advance of what will happen if you sell the business. 4. Lead generation sites. Lead generation sites focus on getting prospects to give you their names, email addresses, and perhaps even their offline contact information such as telephone number. You then sell these leads to a business. You can create a site about specific legal issues and then sell the leads to an attorney, for example. Or you might set up a website that collects leads for veterinarians in your local area. It's important to note that you must be sure to check local laws about collecting leads. For example, the real estate industry has specific rules about how or whether real estate agents are able to purchase leads. 5. CPA, MFA, and similar sites. First, let me define those acronyms. CPA, cost per action. MFA, made for AdSense. Basically, this is where the site makes money without the site owner having to actually sell anything, as is the case with an affiliate site. For example, instead, the site owner makes money when the site visitor performs a specific action, such as joining a mailing list, CAP, taking advantage of a trial offer, CPA, or clicking on a link, AdSense, or other pay-per-click programs. The advantage for you is that you don't need to create a product for the site. However, you'll get the most money when you sell this site if you first bring traffic to the site to prove that it is profitable. Typically, you will be able to set up a blog for this type of website. 6. advertising sites. The final main type of web model is to build traffic for this site and then sell advertising space. This includes banner ads, text ads, or even just links, especially if you build the Google page rank for various pages on your site. The advantage of this site, just as with the previous model, is that the site owner doesn't have to sell anything in order to site visitors to make money. Instead, you need to focus on building quality traffic in order to attract advertisers. Indeed, having advertisers already in place and a steady stream of traffic will make your site easier to sell. Creating the website. There are two ways to create your site. Do it yourself, outsource the task. If you have the time, skills, and tools, then you can certainly do this task yourself. What I'd suggest to you is that you spend your day creating an assortment of unique templates. That way, whenever you need to create a site, you can quickly and easily pull up one of your templates, make a few tweaks, and you'll have your site design literally ready in just a few minutes. Now, if you don't know how to create websites and you want to learn, you'll need to pick up a good website design tutorial and an HTML editor like Dreamweaver. However, it's beyond the scope of this report for me to teach you how to actually create these sites yourself. What I can do, however, is teach you how to outsource this task to a competent professional. And that's exactly what you'll discover over the coming steps. Step 1. Find prospective web designers. It's pretty easy to find a web designer. However, you're not just looking for a web designer. You're looking for one who's reliable, professional, and affordable. In order to find this particular person, especially if it's someone you hope to work with in the long term, you're going to need to spend a little time up front casting a wide net. This means you need to start by creating a big list of prospective web designers. Step 2. Determine the best candidate for the job. Once you have shortlisted some of the prospective candidates, here's what to do next. Review the designer's portfolio. This is pretty straightforward. Just check the designer's example to see if you like his or her work. Verify references. Yes, you should actually contact these references to verify that they're real, legitimate references. You'll also want to see if these people still recommend the designer. Check the designer's feedback. If you hired a designer through a freelancing site like elance.com, then check on the site ratings and feedback. 3. Sign agreements. If you found your designer on a freelancing site, then you generally protected on an escrow service and bound by the freelancing site's contract. Some designers have their own agreements. Otherwise, you can present your designer with an agreement. In all cases, you need to talk to your attorney about what terms to include in the agreement. However, here's an overview of what you might include. Scope of the project. Payment terms. How much are you paying? And when you'll pay it? Who owns the right to the finished design? Whether the design is exclusive. An assurance about graphics, e.g., your license to use the graphics. Ask for the license. Step 4. Create a detailed brief. Once you've done your due diligence and found a competent designer, then your next step is to offer him or her a detailed project brief. This is where you tell your designer exactly what you want so that he doesn't need to do any guesswork. Here's an example of the type of details to include in your brief. Overall feel of the site. That is, what kind of feeling do you want the site to convey to visitors when they first arrive? Colors you'd like to include in the site. Be as specific as possible here, such as sending exact color examples to your designer. Types of graphics you'd like to include in the site. Again, be as specific as possible about what you want. If you already have a specific graphic you'd like included, be sure to pass it to your designer. Otherwise, leave it up to your designer to find or create the graphic. Just make sure you get the license for the graphics where required. What all pages you'd like included in the site. Here you also need to let the designer know if you want him to add your prepared text or if you're going to do it yourself later. Any special design elements. Do you want Flash on your site? Do you want any videos? You'll need to discuss with your designer what you need in general and if any of these special features would be helpful in achieving your overall goal. Selling the website. Before you put your website up for sale, you'll need to do a little preparation to get everything ready. 1. Preparations. Serious buyers are going to have a lot of questions about your site. Thus, you need to put together as much information as possible. If you're selling a new site, one that just created a few days ago, then some of this data simply won't be applicable. But your prospective bidders and buyers will still ask about these details, so you'll need to include them in your ad. 2. Domain name. Obviously, you're going to list the domain name in your auction or other advertisement. These details need to be included as well. Is the domain aged? That is, when was it first registered? If it's an older domain, has it been continuously registered? Is it an EMD, exact match domain? 3. Date the site was established. Your buyers will also want to know when the site was officially established. That's because this date often doesn't correspond with the date the domain was purchased. To be exact, what your prospects want to know is how long this site has been indexed in search engines such as Google. 4. Google PageRanks. Those who are interested in purchasing sites with the potential to rank well in search engines will also want to know what the Google PageRank PR is for the various pages of your site. If your site is new, your PR will be 0, but you can check your PageRank at any time using the Google toolbar. 5. Search engine rankings. Naturally, those who are interested in a site's SEO, search engine optimization, are going to be particularly interested in whether your site's pages are already indexed and ranking well in the search engines. And if you have the pages ranking well, then you'll need to list for which keywords are your pages already ranked. On what pages of the major search engines, Google, Yahoo, and Bing, do your pages appear for the keywords? How many searches does this keyword get each month, and how much traffic are you getting from these keywords? 6. Alexa rank. This isn't absolutely necessary since you'll be providing your actual traffic stats. However, some prospective site buyers like to purchase a site with a good rank on Alexa.com. This is particularly true if the site buyer is interested in selling advertising on the site. 7. Traffic. No matter what kind of site you're selling, most prospective buyers will be interested in knowing if the site gets any traffic. And if the site does get traffic, they're going to want to know the following. The source of the traffic. Is this just what it says? Where is the traffic coming from? How many page views? Your buyers are interested in traffic that comes from the site and clicks around, not traffic that comes from your site and immediately leaves. That's why your prospects want to know about page views. How many unique visitors? Your prospects will want to know approximately how much of your traffic is unique versus how much of it is compromised by repeat visitors. 8. Advertising. As mentioned, Your buyers are interested in how much traffic you get from different sources, and once they see these numbers, they're also going to be interested in whether they can replicate these traffic numbers. That's why you should mention in your auction or whether or not you'll be providing the tools your buyers need to keep the traffic flowing. 9. Products. If you're selling products on your website, then your prospective buyers are going to want to know if these are exclusive products. In other words, did you create these products yourself or have a professional do it, or did you license someone else's products? Also, if you're selling something like a membership site, which will require the new owner to keep creating content, then you'll want to let the prospective buyers know this. It's best if you can help out the new owner wherever possible. If you have a ghostwriter creating the content for a membership site, then talk to the ghostwriter about their willingness to keep creating content for the new owner. Advertising your websites. There are numerous sites where you can advertise and sell your websites. Some of them includes: number 1, Flippa.com. This is the most popular website marketplace, especially for low-priced sites. That's because the fees are reasonable. $19 to list the site and then 5% success fee. So, if you sell the site for $200, you'll pay the $19 listing fee plus a $10 success fee for a total of $29. eBay.com. If you run a search engine for either domains or websites on eBay, you'll see that there are a lot of listings. However, eBay is a bit of a bargain basement site when it comes to selling websites. That means that people are looking for bargains, and so you're not likely to get high bids unless your site is extraordinary. Nonetheless, there is a lot of traffic on this site, so it's a good place to make a fast sale. 3. WarriorForum.com. This marketing forum has special places where members can buy and sell websites. While there's not as much traffic on this site, especially as compared to sites like Flippa, it is a very targeted audience, and that means it does tend to be a good place to sell lower-priced sites, such as newly established sites that you sell immediately after creating them. 4. Sedu.com. Sedu is primarily a domain name marketplace. However, if the primary selling point of your website is its strong domain name, then you may consider listing your website in this marketplace. While it's free to list your sale in the marketplace, you'll pay a 15 to 20% success fee. A minimum fee applies, which is why this site is a better option for higher priced sites. You may also purchase options for extra visibility, such as having a featured listing. So, I hope you are able to understand the great benefits of website flipping. I hope you'll see and use the information from this book and get started with the business as early as possible. There are unlimited opportunities out there.